The Big Bang Theory, 14 behind-the-scenes facts that came out since the show ended. From Sheldon's Bazinga to Stewart's one-liners, there are plenty of things fans don't know about The Big Bang Theory. It was announced this year that The Big Bang Theory was getting an official book, filled with exclusive interviews with the cast and crew. Officially titled The Big Bang Theory, the definitive, inside story of the epic hit series, the book is set to release in October 2022. The news of a tell-all has excited fans and has them wondering what behind-the-scenes magic they missed when the series aired. Luckily, the cast has done plenty of interviews over the years detailing everything from the audition process to memorizing lines to the creation of scenes. Number 1. The start of Bazinga. Sheldon didn't always understand sarcasm, but once he picked up on how it worked, he started trying it out as well. Instead of having his friends wonder if he was being serious or not, a problem that Sheldon struggled with when it came to sarcasm, he said Bazinga.
Bazinga. Bazinga. Bazinga.
Sheldon's Bazinga moments were some of the best in the show, but how did the line start? Digital Spy noted that the word was used by a writer, Stephen Engel. The more Engel said Bazinga, instead of gotcha, the more people started saying it on stage, and it eventually made its way into the script. Number 2. All about the live audience. Viewers know that the show was filmed in front of a live audience because of the laugh track. Since the show lasted for 12 outstanding seasons, plenty of fans had the privilege to see the cast and crew work in person. The show was filmed at Warner Bros. Studios, and according to a live audience member, they had a strict amount of attendees. In all, the blogger noted each scene took around 1 to 3 takes and took around 3 hours to film. They were able to see the sets being created and recreated and different takes by the actors. Though it's a long day, the audience stayed engaged throughout. Number 3. The script was subject to change. The Big Bang Theory had one of the more complex scripts because of the nature of the dialogue, with a majority of the conversations being about science or comics. The scripts were long-winded and confusing. However, the actors perfected the scripts and sold each line with gumption.
It could be the most inspired combination since I mixed red icy into my blue icy.
Even though the series is filmed in front of a live audience, changes are still made on the day. They'll change things right up until the last minute. Number 4. The set is now legendary. The Big Bang Theory had amazing guest stars and iconic performances, making the set legendary.
Enjoyed reading your paper very much. You clearly have a brilliant mind.
I know.
It's also legendary because it was home to a sitcom that lasted 12 seasons and over 200 episodes. Because of its fandom, fans of the show can now visit the set at Warner Bros. Studio in Burbank, California. After purchasing tickets, fans are able to see the broken elevator, Sheldon's bedroom, and Penny's apartment for themselves. Number 5. The tales of the audition. There have been countless memes created for characters like Penny and Sheldon, which goes to show how loved the characters are by fans. Their likeliness continues today even without it being live. The casting directors did a phenomenal job choosing the right actors for the roles, and a BTS tidbit about the auditioning process was how hard the actors trained. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Parsons said this about his audition. I was very scared and excited to present it to them, but scared because I knew that once the train started, if I messed up, I didn't know what would happen.
See, of the handful of women Leonard's been involved with, she's the only one I have ever found tolerable.
Likewise, Simon Helberg still remembers his audition because of Chuck Lorre's reaction. I knew he liked what I did, and I'll never forget hearing that laugh. It's still the highlight of my day when I hear that laugh, he reminisced.
Back to the Future Part 3? She is.
There came a time when the main actors were paid $1 million an episode because the show was doing so well. Fans couldn't help but wonder how much the Big Bang actors got paid in the finale compared to the first season. Number 6. The show was renewed for 3 seasons at a time, twice. In January 2011, MovieWeb noted that CBS made a shocking decision and renewed the show for 3 seasons. The network showed even more trust in the sitcom by renewing it again for another 3 in 2014. Renewing a show for 3 seasons twice showed great promise for the series and is rarely done. Number 7. Chuck Lorre thought the show would be canceled after the writers' strike. Regardless of how many great episodes of The Big Bang there are, there's always a chance that a show could get canceled. Co-creator Chuck Lorre knew the promise the show had, but was afraid of getting canceled after the writers' strike in 2007. According to Looper, The Big Bang Theory first aired on Monday nights in between 2 massive shows, 2.5 Men and How I Met Your Mother. Shortly after the show premiered, the Writers Guild of America went on strike, halting production. When things were back on track, the show's time slot changed and Lorre thought that might be the end of it, but as proven, fans followed the show's new time slot and the show continued. Number 8. The show wouldn't be the same without Sheldon. With the show being an ensemble cast, each season showed the differences in friendships. Sheldon and Leonard were close in one season, but the following season, Raj's friendship with the women outshone Leonard and Sheldon's. The contrast in friendships was what made the show interesting. Number 9. How did Jim Parsons remember his lines? Parsons had some of the hardest dialogue to remember. According to Daily Actor, Parsons said, "As far as literally memorizing the words, I'll have note cards. I do note cards all week, and in longhand, I write out all my lines again and again and again." He would then go back and forth between reading the note card and rewriting the scene on his computer. "It's maddening," he joked. Raj, Howard, Sheldon, and Leonard had some of the trickiest lines because of the context. Considering the actors aren't scientists, some jargon was hard to recite and remember because it was foreign to them. Number 10. Kevin Sussman's improvisation won everyone over. In Season 2, Stuart Bloom was introduced as the local comic book store owner. Over time, Stuart became close with the group and hung out with them more. He was a side character, but fans wanted to see a spin-off of Stuart's life since he was so intriguing. One of the issues fans had with Stuart was how much his character changed. He used to be confident and successful, but slowly became unlucky. This change in character was inspired by an improvised line by Stuart's Kevin Sussman. In one scene, as Penny walked away from him in the comic book store, Stuart whispered, "I love you," which wasn't in the script. Cheat Sheet wrote that the writers loved the changes and Sussman saw his character regress from there.
This stuff so much, so we thought we'd give it a try.
Oh, okay. What do you think you might be into? Superhero, fantasy, graphic novels, manga? I swear I will turn a hose on you.
Number 11. The show changed Melissa Roach's life. While it's easy to say the show changed the lives of everyone included, the show was especially special for Melissa Roach Bernadette because of where she was at in life when she got hired.
Puppy once bit my face.
According to The Hollywood Reporter, Roach said during the week of her audition, "I had been at the unemployment office to get my unemployment check. I had to go to this seminar about how to get a job. It was awful." After auditioning a few times, Roach was given the part and her life changed forever. Howard and Bernadette's relationship timeline became a fun and important part of the series.
Out of a little.
You know, it's not unheard of for a one-night stand to turn into a relationship.
Call me when you figure it out.
Number 12. Jim Parsons didn't care about Sheldon being likable. Sheldon wasn't always the most likable of characters. His high expectations of his friends and colleagues made him hard to be around at times. Although Leonard and Sheldon had one of the best friendships in the show, there were moments when even Leonard couldn't handle him. And it looks like this was Parsons' intention. He told Closer Weekly, "I try not to make too much of keeping him likable. I think it's okay to have a character who the audience gets a little irritated at sometimes," he said. It was that kind of attitude that matched Sheldon's, making him a fascinating character to watch.
Papaya?
No.
Guava?
You're so close.
Why give up?
Mango caterpillars.
Number 13. One flight of stairs. Sheldon, Leonard, and Penny lived on the fourth floor of an apartment building. It's said that the elevator was broken because of a science experiment gone wrong years ago, and the owner of the building never got it fixed. Because of this, moments on the stairwell are shown countless times. When Kunal Nayar, Raj, appeared on the talk show Sunday Brunch, he said since they were on set there was only one staircase. The way it works is, you go down the stairs, and then they yell, "Hold." They change the scenery from, like if the apartment says to B, it suddenly says 3B. He continued saying, they change the set so it looks exactly like another floor. You run back up the stairs, that go nowhere, and then you walk back down as if it's a new floor. Number 14. Will Wheaton solidified his role in this scene. Will Wheaton portrayed himself on the show since he was an actor attached to projects that genuinely interested the group of men. Will ended up having some of the more iconic scenes on The Big Bang because of his interactions with characters like Sheldon.
Last one. I want you to have it.
Apparently, one of his more memorable scenes turned out to be improvised. In an interview with Express, Whedon said he improvised dressing up as Spock in the movie theater during the release of the new Star Wars movie. I come in, I walk into the end of the theater in full Mr. Spock gear, he reminisced. Whedon continued saying, so I come out and the explosion of like pants-shitting laughter that comes out in that moment was genuine and it came from the entire cast and crew.
I was on Star Trek, just rooting for the home team.
Star Trek stinks!
Yeah, live long and suck it!
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you again next time.